back again to talk a bit more about Carnival Futures, Notting Hill Carnival 2020. This presentation is all about meeting the project partners. So who exactly is involved in the Carnival Futures, Notting Hill Carnival 2020 project? So first off, I'm going to talk a bit about the organizations that are going to be involved with Carnival Village. I've talked about Carnival Village before, but Carnival Village is really an umbrella organization which will be bringing together the 5 arenas of Carnival. So the 5 arenas are made up of the different art forms that are involved in Carnival. The first one being Calypso. They are represented by the Association of British Calypsonians. They have actually come on board with this project and have been helping me promote this project with their membership. So thank you very much, ABC, for getting on board. There's also the steel bands. The steel bands are represented by the British Association of Steel Bands. There are also what are called static sound systems. They are represented by an organization called BASE. There are mobile sound systems as well, and they are represented by the Caribbean Music Association. And last but not least, there's Masquerade, and they are represented by the Carnival Masquerade Arts Foundation. Of course, a very important stakeholder in this project is the public. Now, there was a study done on who exactly comes to Carnival, done by the London Development Agency in 2003. So, as you might expect, a lot of the people who come to Carnival are actually from London. They're Londoners. But also there are people who can be described as belonging to the Carnival Diaspora, meaning they come from countries with a tradition of Carnival. These are people who come from places like Rio, Port of Spain, Trinidad, Barbados, also places like New York in the United States or Toronto in Canada. So they belong to the Caribbean Diaspora. I've talked a bit about this phenomenon in a paper that I published recently in tourism management. So if you want, you can have a little look at it and see what exactly I mean by Caribbean Diaspora. Of course, there are also lots of people who come to Carnival year after year. It's something that they do all the time. But these are not the only types of publics we want to hear from. We also want to hear from people who went probably once, but they haven't gone again, because they are also kind of typical of the type of visitor you get at Carnival. Another group of people could be people who have been, but for various reasons, for example, moving out of London, haven't been there in a while. We also want to hear from people who have never been, but they're curious and interested, and maybe this might be a way for them to engage with the Carnival, finally. Of course, this project can't take place without the investigators, the people providing the technical expertise. So on this particular project, there are 3 investigators. The first is myself, I'm the principal investigator. There's also the scenario planning expert who will be leading the scenario planning process, and there's also an independent evaluator. So to tell you about the team, it's me, Nicole Ferdinand. I'm from King's College London. There's Professor Albert Postma, he's from the European Tourism Futures Institute. And there's also Dr. Mary Beth Cothrow, and she's from the Center for Event and Sport Research. Also very, very vital to this project are people who help us with communications. Now officially, a very good media company has been engaged to actually document the scenario planning process. This company is New Media Angels. New Media Angels will be doing digital recordings of what actually happens while we do the scenario planning. Other than New Media Angels, the Trinidad and Tobago High Commission in London has come on board to actually actively promote this project to members of the Trinidad and Tobago diaspora resident in London and in the UK. So as well as sending out mail shots and so on, what they've also decided to help us do is to promote the project in their publications. So for example, by putting news stories about the project in their newsletters and other publications that they will do. So that gives you an idea of who the project partners are on the project. Next time I'll talk more about how you could actually get involved and play a part. So see you next time. I'll talk a bit more about Carnival Futures, Notting Hill Carnival 2020. Bye.